You're surrounded by people, yet you feel utterly alone. Your phone buzzes with notifications. Your calendar overflows with plans. Your social media feeds never stop moving. And still, something inside you whispers that none of it is enough. That despite all this connection, you're more isolated than ever. What if the loneliness you're running from is actually the doorway you've been searching for? There's a reason you clicked on this video. Something in you recognizes that the noise has become unbearable. The endless small talk, the shallow laughter, the performances we call friendships. You've been taught that solitude is something to fear, something to fix, a sign that something is wrong with you. But what if you've been lied to? What if the one you've been searching for in every crowded room has been waiting in the last place you thought to look? In the quiet, in your own presence, in the solitude you've been taught to avoid. Paramahansa Yogananda, the Indian mystic who brought meditation to the West, said something that will probably disturb you. Solitude is the price of greatness. If you want to be happy, learn to be alone and to have introspection over all types of experiences. Not loneliness, solitude, the conscious choice to be alone, to turn inward, to stop numbing every uncomfortable silence with noise. He wasn't talking about isolation. He was pointing to something the modern world has forgotten entirely. That peace cannot be found in company. That God, consciousness, truth, whatever name carries weight for you, reveals itself only in the space between thoughts, in the silence you've been avoiding. By the end of this reflection, the thing you thought was missing might reveal itself as something that never needed finding at all. Yogananda described your consciousness as a bucket. Meditation, silence, solitude, these fill it with what he called the milk of peace. Pure, nourishing, essential. But here's what punctures that bucket. Every empty conversation, every hour spent pretending to care about things that don't matter, every moment you choose noise over depth. He didn't mince words. Idle words are like bullets. They pierce the bucket of the milk of peace. Your bucket is leaking right now. Every notification, every mindless scroll, every conversation that leaves you feeling more empty than before. These aren't neutral. They're actively draining the only thing that matters. Think about your last week with brutal honesty. How many conversations actually fed your soul? How many were just ways to avoid the discomfort of your own company? Because that's the real fear, isn't it? Not being alone with yourself, with the thoughts you've been running from, with the questions that have no easy answers, with the version of you that exists when no one's watching. The spiritual path, Yogananda warned, is like walking on the edge of a razor. Sharp, unforgiving. And one of the sharpest truths is this: you cannot find peace in constant company, not because people are bad, but because transformation requires stillness, and stillness requires you to stop performing, to stop seeking, to stop filling the silence with anything other than presence. He said something that should be written on your bathroom mirror. When I am alone, I am with God. You must be like that too. Just notice what arises when you hear that. Not what you think about it, what you feel. I know the objection rising in your mind. This sounds lonely, but you're confusing two completely different experiences. Loneliness is the ache of separation. the belief that something outside you is missing. Solitude is the recognition that you are already whole, that your own awareness, the one listening to this right now, is sufficient, complete, unbroken. You are not your reputation. You are not your social circle. You are not your thoughts about yourself. You are the awareness that witnesses all of it. And that awareness doesn't need anyone to exist. It doesn't need validation or approval. It simply is. And when you learn to rest there, when you stop running from your own presence, something shifts. You stop being lonely, not because you found someone, but because you stopped believing you were separate in the first place. Close your eyes if you're able. Take a breath deeper than the last 100 you've taken, and notice the silence underneath everything, the stillness beneath the mental noise, the presence that's been here before this video, before this day, before every single thing you think defines you. This is what Yogananda meant. This quiet awareness is your true company, not the voices in your head rehearsing conversations, not the people you're trying to impress. This, the witnessing presence that never leaves, never judges, never demands anything. Stay here, just a moment longer. When was the last time you felt completely at ease in your own skin, needing nothing and no one to make it okay? Open your eyes when you're ready. Here's how this becomes practical. You're not renouncing the world. You're reclaiming your inner life, and that requires new boundaries. First, you start saying no without apology. When your bucket is empty, you honor that need as sacred. Not every invitation requires acceptance. Your peace is not up for negotiation. Second, you create what saints call holy hours, non-negotiable time that belongs only to you and stillness. The first hour after you wake, a walk at dusk without headphones, 10 minutes in your car before going inside. These aren't luxuries. They're how you refill the bucket. Third, you become ruthlessly selective about company. Yogananda said, "Do not associate with people who constantly complain about life. Such individuals can ruin your spirituality. Avoid them." This isn't about abandoning suffering people. It's about recognizing energy vampires. The ones who perforate your bucket with gossip, drama, negativity. You cannot be near a rose or a skunk without being affected. Choose wisely. Fourth, you practice sacred aloneness in small doses. Eat one meal in complete silence. No podcast, no music, no phone. Let discomfort arise. Let your mind scream for stimulation, and then let it settle. Because on the other side of that discomfort is something you've forgotten, the taste of your own presence. And finally, you remember why. Not because you're broken, but because, as Yogananda taught, peace cannot be purchased or earned or given by another human being. It must be manufactured inside you, in the silence of your daily practice. True peace comes from within. It is not possible to buy peace. You must know how to manufacture it within yourself, in the silence of your daily meditation practices. This is what mystics across centuries discovered. The world offers endless noise, distraction, entertainment. None of it touches the peace at the center of your being. The peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. The peace that is you. So yes, solitude is the price. But the currency you're spending? The false belief that you're not enough on your own, and what you receive in return, the unshakable, knowing that you were never separate, never broken, never alone in the way you feared. You are not strange for craving silence. You are simply remembering what saints have always known, that the deepest conversation you'll ever have is wordless, that the most profound connection requires no one else in the room. The loneliness you've been running from was never the enemy. It was an invitation written in a language you'd forgotten how to read. Here's something Yogananda understood that most miss. Every person who chooses solitude, who learns to seal their bucket, who refuses to let the world drain their peace, becomes a lighthouse, not by preaching, but by being, by carrying a stillness so palpable that others feel it without you saying a word. If you've stayed with me this long, if these words found the quiet part of you that's been suffocating under all the noise, then you already know what comes next. This isn't just a video you watch and forget. This is a threshold, and there are others standing at the same threshold, searching for permission to cross it. By subscribing to this channel, you're not just supporting content, you're casting a vote for silence in a world addicted to noise, and every like, every share, every comment becomes a signal flare for someone else drowning in empty connection, showing them there's another way. Now, here's your practice. Not tomorrow, right now. Before you click away, before your thumb moves to the next video, notice something. The urge, the itch, the need to fill this moment with something else. Don't judge it, just see it. This is the addiction Yogananda warned about, the inability to be still. So don't move yet. Stay here in this pause. Let the discomfort rise. Let your mind offer you 1,000 reasons why you need to check something, do something, be somewhere else. And then let all of that be here too. Don't fight it. Just notice that underneath all the noise, underneath all the reaching, there's a stillness that was never disturbed. That stillness is not something you need to create. It's what you are when everything else falls away. Your bucket has been leaking. Every scroll, every swipe, every moment spent avoiding yourself has widened the holes. But here's what changes everything. You don't repair it by adding more. You seal it by removing what doesn't belong, by saying no to what drains you, by choosing, again and again, the company of your own presence. Yogananda was right. Solitude is the price. But what you receive in return cannot be measured, cannot be bought, only discovered in the silence you've been avoiding. The peace you're searching for isn't hiding. It's been here all along, waiting for you to stop looking everywhere else. The door is open. You know where it leads. Now walk through it